Jinx balls are made by seasoned old-time hoodoo doctors, and they're used to curse a home, but some can be made to target an individual. There are so many different variations of these, but what I want to talk to you now is about the most toxic ones because someone requested information about this. Here's the main thing about them. Once they are planted, you no longer control them. Here's a little background about Jinx balls and my experience and my community with these. Back in the days, families built their own homes from scratch using whatever building materials they could find. We live way out in the country, but most of the folks in my community worked in town. In town, when buildings were torn down, the white folks would allow some of the black folks to haul away the wood and the debris for free so that they could get rid of it and start their new building. So our folks would in turn take these materials, these scraps, and they would use them to build their own homes and sheds and barns. My father and uncles built their homes this way. Just about everyone in my community back then did this. So there was this couple, a newly married couple, who were building a new little home for themselves. But there was this young lady, this other young lady, who had wanted the man, the newly married husband, for herself. She was jealous of his bride. She had been going with that man for several years and thought that he was going to marry her. But when he turned around and married another young lady, this infuriated her. So this jealous young lady, she hired a hoodoo doctor to put a curse on that couple. And the hoodoo doctor created a jinx ball to bring misery to the newlyweds. Late at night, while no one was looking, no one was around, the hoodoo doctor had someone to plant the jinx ball in one of the walls that was under construction. Things was fine for the couple until they moved into the house. The wife became sick and bedridden. The husband lost his job, started drinking and staying away from the home for days at a time, hanging out with other women. And they couldn't have any children. And their marriage just became in name alone. Well, the wife died and the husband moved out the home and he took up with another woman, moved into a whole nother area, started a family, everything. Well, afterwards, relatives moved in the home and they too began experiencing bad luck, infidelity, sickness, and bad things just happening to all the household members. And they moved out eventually, and it was just a cycle. Others would move in and go through the same thing, and they would move out. The house was cursed, and everyone who moved in there, would be impacted. That jinx ball worked for years until that house was torn down. Now, I can recall many homes that were cursed. Everyone knew it and knew who cursed it and for why, because people talk. People who helped the hoodoo doctors do their dirty work, they would talk. But it always seemed to involve some jealous lover. Well, I personally knew of people who were the victims of these jinx balls, and it's not pretty. But I also knew of some of the hoodoo doctors who made these jinx balls and used them on others. Now, you remember in a previous video, I taught you that in hoodoo, you become your work. Jinx balls is the worst, or at least these kinds. They are so toxic that you can't help but get a little of its curse on you while you're working with it if you don't know what you're really doing. A seasoned hoodoo doctor knows how to balance this and keep themselves protected. But here's the thing, if you're making jinx balls over and over again consistently, eventually you're not going to have any protection. It's going to rub off on you. And some hoodoo doctors, they were willing to take this hit to earn the money because people paid good money to have these made for their enemies back then. So people were looking at the present circumstances. I can use the money now. I'll take care of the future when I get there. Well, here's my experience with this. About 2 to 3 years ago, I made a few. But here's the thing, I had regrets later. My conscience wore me down because I put that out there in the universe and I couldn't take it back. I planted a bad seed. After seeing firsthand how this same type work can come back on, how it came back on my aunt and many others, and especially my aunt, the miserable way that she left this world because she was a master at creating these type jinx balls. So I deactivated the rest of the ones that I still had left because I decided at that point this was not me. And I prayed that nature would take that jinx ball that I gave to that woman, take it into the ground and reclaim it and make it go dormant. This is one of my trial and errors that I want to share with you because I don't want you to go down that path if that path is not for you. And this is also why I don't teach how to make these type jinx balls, because once you plant it, you can't take it back. I hope this video has been helpful to you, and I want to thank you for the request for this jinx ball information. Right now, I'm out of stock on my 2024 Hoodoo Almanac, but I have ordered some more copies, and they're going to be here by February 15th. So you can still pre-order a copy on my website. Good information to help you survive this year, but a lot of it can be used for years to come. So I want to thank you all who have bought the book. I just can't thank you enough. It'll be back in stock February 15th. Like I said, you can pre-order your copy today. I also have root working for the home. There's lots of good spells and rituals for you to protect yourself, but protect and bless your whole entire family, your whole entire household. Maintain family unity and harmony. So if you're interested in that type root work, you want to check out my root working for the home book. I also have the Soulful Divination book, which teaches you 16 different divination systems that you can use and create yourself. So thank you for all of your support. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you, family. I will see you in the next video.